What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be doing a reading for all my Scorpio sun sign friends. If you were born between the dates of October 23rd and November 21st, then you're a Scorpio sun sign, and this video is for you. First off, I want to say happy birthday, Scorpio sun signs. I want to wish you all a happy birthday month. I don't know about you, but the month of October just completely flew by. I don't even know what happened, but that means we're at Halloween, we're at Samhain, and it's time to get into the spirit. All this month we've been delving into the shadow and using some darker decks, so it's not a new thing. But we're going to finish off this month with a Halloween or Samhain spread reading. This is designed to basically take a snapshot of the current energy surrounding Scorpio sun signs at the time of Halloween and Samhain, and basically give you an idea of which way to head, what you've been doing well, what you need to work on, and which direction you need to be going into. So it should be a fun reading. It's not as dark as the readings this past month. We've got some crystal friends. I've got my black obsidian skull here. He's here to make sure that we're not afraid to look at the shadow, okay? I think it's very beneficial to do so. I've also got my Scarlet Temple Lemurian. This is to make sure that we stay grounded while also maintaining a very high frequency, high vibration. It's a very unique crystal, so that's why I brought it here today. And we're going to be using the Dark Grimoire Tarot. It is a darker deck, so get ready for that. But without further ado, let's jump into it. And look at the first card, which is this one, and it represents life. This is the life card, and it talks about what to embrace at this time, my Scorpio friends. And we've got the Ten of Wands. I get the feeling from this card that I think it's time for a rest. I think a lot of you have been feeling exhausted maybe recently, feeling like, I've been through the ringer. when are things going to change? And I think what you need to embrace is the willingness to is the willingness to sorry, Freudian slip, is to come out of that period of activity, I guess you could call it, and just take some you time, right? Take some you time where you just recharge your batteries, I guess is the best way to say it. Embrace a relaxing time where you don't have to think about too much, you don't have to do too much, because I get the feeling that a lot of you have been working pretty hard recently, and it's time to just crawl out of the cave and sit down for a while. Okay? Alright, so this card here is the Death card, and it represents what to let go of this Halloween or this Samhain season. And we've got the King of Wands. Make sure that's on camera. There we go. Right, the King of Wands is someone who's like, I gotta do it, right? It has to be done. It has to be done right. I've got to get it accomplished. And like I just said, I think you've been doing that recently, and I think it's time for a little bit of a rest. So I think what you need to let go of is the idea that, it all falls on you. You got to do it now. There's just some sort of time schedule. There's not. Take a break. I think that's basically what the gist of this is saying so far. Maybe not a long break. You don't have to drop everything and, go to Tahiti unless you want to. That sounds nice at this time of year. Take a little bit of a break. So let go of this idea that, I got to get it done. It's got to be done by Thursday at 6. You know what I mean? And just be more free-flowing, basically. All right, this card here represents your courage, where your bravery lies at this time. And we've got the Ace of Swords. And I get the feeling that right now a lot of you are feeling like you're willing to see things from a new perspective. You're willing to look at things from a new angle. You're willing to change your perspective, change your viewpoint, change the way you think about things, change the way you communicate. And it's that fluidity that's very powerful. If you're willing to change, if you're willing to take on new things, especially when it comes to the sword energy, when it comes to communication, when it comes to thinking and the ego and problem solving and logic, if you're willing to look at things from a new perspective, then you're going to be learning. You're going to be trying different things, which leads to learning, which leads to growth and advancement. So that's a very good thing. You're very brave in that. A lot of people get stuck. They think a certain way, and they'll never stop thinking a certain way. That's the way I think. That's the way I speak, right? But you're brave in that you're willing to try new things. You're willing to evolve, basically. So keep that up. Let's move on over to this card, which represents your fears at this time, Scorpio friends, of Halloween or Samhain. We've got the Eight of Chalices. all right. Just as, wow. Talk about yin and yang. Just as I was talking about your willingness to see things from a different perspective, I get the feeling here that you fear change, especially when it comes to emotions. I feel like a lot of you may get emotionally attached to people, to places, to things, to activities, to energies, and you're not as willing to move away from those things. You're not as willing to move away from the emotional connections. And maybe this causes you to be in an emotional rut. In an emotional rut. Say that 8 times fast. So I think the fear of moving away from things that don't serve you, the fear of moving away from people who are bringing you down, is kind of hindering you a little bit. And it's not a good fear. No fears are good. Okay, but it's not something that you should be pursuing. Okay, so think about that this Halloween season and how you can mitigate some of those fears. All right, this card here represents what to celebrate at this time, Scorpio friends. We've got the Devil. I think this card is, speaking of yin and yang, these cards all flow into each other. I think what this card is asking you to celebrate is the fact that you've got a dark side, and you've got a light side, and those are just 2 examples of it. But celebrate the fact that you are a complex being, right? And I think that is very important, personally, that we don't run away from the dark side. So many people in this new age community, it's sickening for me personally to see them just avoid their shadow. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to look at it. Oh, everything is perfect. I'm a love and light being. I only follow the light. Well, no, you have a lot of darkness within you, and if you're not willing to look at it, it's going to sit there, and it's going to fester, and it's going to grow, and one day it's going to explode, and you're going to go on a rampage of some sort. Okay, if you're going to deny the dark aspect of yourself, then you're asking for problems. But I'm getting the feeling here that you should be celebrating that fact. You should be celebrating the darkness within you, because the darkness within you is showing you the direction towards the light. So it's very important to acknowledge your dark side, celebrate your dark side, and we're all yin and yang beings. We're all equal and opposite. So you got a dark side, celebrate it. Alright, this card here represents what to contemplate this Halloween or Samhain season. And we got the 5 of Wands. Again, like a yin and yang theme here. It's almost like the dark battling the light. And you're stuck in the middle. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting here. And so that's something to contemplate. Which side is stronger? Which side pulls you more? The dark side or the light side? And I'm not saying you should move more towards the light side. I'm not saying you should move more towards the dark side. I'm saying you should be right there in the middle. So think about balance. I think balance is basically the gist of what I'm trying to say here. Think about how you can bring yourself more into balance, where you acknowledge your dark side and you learn from the dark side, yet your mind, your body, and soul is oriented with the positive. And it sounds like, well, how can you be both? Well, that's just how the universe works. It's equal and it's opposite. So that's something to contemplate this Halloween season. How can you find more balance? Alright, now that we've seen the cards as a whole, I'm definitely getting a yin and yang vibe from this reading. The dark side and the light side. I do think that you should be more willing to take a break right now. I think you've been working pretty hard. And you should be moving away from the idea that I gotta get everything I can done as quickly as possible. Just take it easy. There's no time frame for anything. There's no schedule on this ride of life that we're on. It's just going around and around in circles. So you'll get there when you're supposed to get there. I think that's a good thing to take away from this reading. You're very courageous in that you're willing to look at things from a different perspective, but at the same time, you're very fearful of moving away from things that aren't serving you. Dark side and light side. So think about that. Celebrate your dark side. Celebrate your light side. Celebrate them both in conjunction. It's something to be happy about, is that you're a complex being, And just think about how you can bring yourself more into balance this Halloween or Samhain season. And I think balance is going to serve you very well. Okay, so that is the reading, my Scorpio friends. Remember, this is a general reading. Not everything is meant for everybody. If you want a reading where I tap into your energies, you can head on over to my website. It's lightofriga.com. The link is in the description box below. Be sure to do all the YouTube things, the liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, all of the things. It really helps this channel to grow, and I appreciate all your interactions. And that's going to be it. Yeah, I want to wish you a happy and safe Halloween or Samhain. I want to thank you for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.